Now, we will understand the meaning of irrigation. Plants contain nearly 90% water. The roots of the plant absorb water, minerals, and fertilizers from the soil and transport them to each part of the plant. Plants contain nearly 90% water. Water is essential because germination of seeds does not take place under dry conditions. Water is important for proper growth and development. Water also protects the crop from both frost and weather fronts. The supply of water to crops at regular intervals is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season. In summer, the frequency of watering is higher because in summer the rate of evaporation of water from the soil and the leaves is higher as compared to other seasons. Sources of irrigation. The sources of water for irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, and canals. Traditional methods of irrigation are number one, moat, number two, chain pump, third, dekli, and rahat. Cattle or human labor is used in these methods. These methods are cheaper but less efficient. Now, we will study modern methods of irrigation. Modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically. The main methods used are as follows. First is sprinkler system. This system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. In this method of irrigation, the water under pressure flows through a network of pipes and escapes through small nozzles. Water gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. Second is drip system. In this method, the water falls drop by drop just at or near the roots. So it is called drip system. It is the best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. Water is not wasted at all. It is a very useful technique for those regions where availability of water is poor. Fifth, protecting from weeds. This is another important task which the farmers have to perform. In a field, many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the crop. These unwanted plants in the field are called weeds. Seeds of these weeds spread through the agencies like air, water, birds, and other animals. The removal of weeds is called weeding. Weeding is necessary because weeds compete with the crop plants for water, sunlight, space, and nutrients. This adversely affects the growth of the crop. Some weeds may be poisonous for animals and human beings. Weeds are removed either by hand or with the help of implements such as kurpi and hoe. Weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals called weedicides. These are sprayed in the fields to kill the weeds. Now, an important question arises with regards to weedicides. Do weedicides have any effect on the person handling the weedicide sprayer? Spraying of weedicides may affect the health of farmers, so they should cover their nose and mouth with a piece of cloth during spraying of these chemicals. 6. Harvesting. When crops get matured, they usually turn yellow or golden or brown. This is the time when crops should be cut. Harvesting is the process of cutting the mature crop. Harvesting is separating the crop from the soil. Harvesting in our country is either done manually by a sickle or by a machine called harvester. After the harvesting of crops, next step is threshing. Threshing is the process in which stems of wheat or paddy are beaten to separate grains from the stems and from the chaff that cover the grains. It is the step in grain processing after harvesting and before winnowing. It is done by striking harvesting crops against a hard surface. Threshing may be done manually or by threshing machine. A traditional method of threshing is to make donkeys or oxen walk in circles on the grain on a hard surface. Today, in developed areas, threshing is mostly done by a combine harvester which harvests, threshes, and winnows the grain while it is still in the field. Farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grains from husk and dust particles by winnowing. Winnowing is an ancient agricultural method for separating grain from chaff with the help of the wind. Mixture of grain and husk are allowed to fall from a height. Due to wind, the lighter chaff or husk flies away and the heavier grains fall on the ground. In this process, a winnowing fan or winnowing machine or a tool called winnowing fork may also be used. You can see in the first picture that mixture is being fallen from some height. In the second picture, winnowing fork is being used. Third picture shows winnowing fan. Sam, storage. Now, let us understand why and how storage of produce is carried out by farmers. Storage of produce is an important task. If the harvested grains are to be kept for longer time, they should be safe from moisture, insects, weeds, and microorganisms. Harvested grains have more moisture. If freshly harvested grains are stored without drying, they may get spoiled or attacked by organisms, making them unfit for use or for germination. Hence, before storing them, the grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce the moisture content. This prevents the attack by insect pests, bacteria, and fungi. The farmers stored the dried food grains at home in metal bins and jute bags. Dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at home. Large scale storage of grains is done in silos and granaries. The harvested grains are usually stored in huge stores called granaries. Grains are put in gunny bags with their mouths stitched. These bags are kept one over the other in the granaries. The pesticides are spread on the gunny bags from time to time to protect them from being destroyed. The tanks, which are used for large scale storage of grains, are known as silos. They have an inbuilt arrangement for protecting of grains from pests. Animal husbandry. A large number of farmers in India depend on animal husbandry for their livelihood. Animal husbandry is a branch of agriculture which is concerned with rearing and breeding of animals. Examples of animal husbandry are beekeeping, horse breeding, raising cattle, dog breeding, pig farming. The animals are raised for meat, fiber, milk, eggs, or other products. Animals are also raised for sport, pleasure, and research. How are manures prepared by the farmers? Farmers dump plant and animal waste in pits at open places and allow them to decompose. The decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. Over a period of time, the decomposed matter converts into manure. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.